let me go around your SEC very quickly. I mentioned this earlier. I want to bring this up. ESPN's FPI. Now, let me stop. The power index that ESPN has historically when it comes to win and losses is very unfavorable or very favorable. When it comes to the ranking system, they are horrendous because it's about point spread. But ESPN's FPI, which is just the power index, just ranking system, okay, when they rank teams, it's really bad. Like rank teams in order because we see teams play on the field, we know. Their strength of schedule and percentage of what teams should win is actually very consistent. Today, ESPN released their top 10 toughest schedules in college football in 2024. Now, the team at number 1 is not going to surprise you. At number 1, it was the University of Florida. Number 2 was Mississippi State. That sucks for Jeff Lebby in year 1. Number 3, the Georgia Bulldogs, and I fully agree with that. Number 4, Kentucky. Number 5, Auburn, I agree. Number 6, Alabama. Number 7, Oklahoma. Number 8, Tennessee. Number 9, Georgia Tech, because they got to play Georgia too. And number 10, Texas. Now, we're talking about this on an LSU show, and what I would say is, look, your schedule is very favorable. I believe, considering this and considering a lot of these teams that are in your conference, guys, these teams play tougher. I fully believe and agree with ESPN's FPI here that all of these teams play tougher schedules than you do. Florida, Mississippi State, Georgia, Kentucky, Auburn, Alabama, Oklahoma, Tennessee. Those are your top 8. Guys, the SEC is going to be loaded. I fully believe that. And with that, okay, the only team that is not in the SEC in the ESPN top 10 of toughest schedules preseason is Georgia Tech, a team that's got to play Georgia. What I would tell you is I think that there's going to be a carnage in the SEC this year, an outright carnage. I think that you're going to see a lot of 10-2 teams or 9-3 teams, a lot like you did last year. Think about it like this. The 4th, 5th, 6th best teams last year were Ole Miss, Missouri, and LSU. And I will be real with you. I think LSU beats any 5th team in any other conference by more than double digits a year ago. I think they beat Penn State. Clearly, Ole Miss did. I think that they beat, who would be the Pac-12 equivalent? I think they beat Arizona. In the ACC, I think they curb stomped NC State. That is the 5th best team in their conference. Guys, I think Kentucky's going to be a lot better. I think Georgia's going to, if I had to pick today, I think that they're in the national championship game. I think Mississippi State, it sucks for them. In Florida, that's at 1-2. Guys, Tennessee's got a tough schedule, and they're going to play. Look, they're not bad either. So when people say, too, by the way, that the SEC doesn't play tough opponents. Like I had somebody in the Big Ten, an Ohio State fan, of course it was, saying the Big Ten is a harder schedule than the SEC. No, it's not. Now, you know what's interesting? Oklahoma has got to play Alabama and Texas and LSU. Florida's got to face 5 top 10 teams in a row. It's insane, man. It's insane. And Cole Adams says Missouri beat Ohio State last year. Yeah, they did. And what Ohio State fans will tell you is that, our backup quarterback started the game and he got hurt. I think that that's fair. But they still won. That's insane. That Florida schedule is brutal. And look, man, if Florida, let me say it like this. If Florida finds a way next year to go 7-5, Billy Napier's going to keep his job because that's a hell of a stretch to go down. That's going to mean that they upset some teams they're not supposed to. I kind of hope it's Texas. But I will say this too. The team that doesn't know about this, I think more than anybody, now Sark knows it, but I don't think Texas fans fully understand what they're about to go through. So when I look, okay, at Texas's schedule, what? I'm sorry, what? It's mine. Okay, just put it on the table. That kid. When I look at Texas, okay. Texas has a brutal schedule. Now they go to Michigan on September the 7th. Look, I think they're going to beat Michigan. I think that Michigan's going to be so depleted. But there's a stretch here where I think that they're going to slip up against one of these teams. Stay with me here. Obviously, after the Cotton Bowl and they face Oklahoma in October, they have Georgia. They go to Vandy. They're clearly going to be Vandy. They got Florida, Arkansas, and Kentucky. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to predict this here tonight. I think Texas is losing to one of the three. Florida, Texas, or Kentucky. I mean, Florida, Arkansas, or Kentucky. I think that's going to happen. Oh, and by the way, at the end of the year, they go to Texas A&M. Not necessarily easy. That Georgia game, man, that stretch from October 19th to, I guess even November 30th outside of Vandy is not going to be easy for them. Wouldn't it be crazy if they went to Arkansas and got beat? Crazier things have happened. Jamal, let's get to a couple things before we get out of here. Jamal says, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying Arkansas is a playoff team, but I would advise everybody who plays them does not play games. Look, they did lose Rocket Sanders. They lost a lot, man. I don't know. But I know that Arkansas game's a rivalry, and we'll see. Kentucky's going to be a lot better, too. Brandon Reese says Napier better not lose to Kentucky again this year. I think his goal's just got to be 7 wins. Goal's got to be 7 wins. If he gets there, he'll be. I think he'll keep his job. John Sibley Butler says Texas is SEC ready and should play LSU in the championship game. Are they SEC ready in reference to? Are they SEC ready in reference to talent? Yes, but man, they also like struggle against Houston. Quinn Ewers can't go a full year with staying healthy. What is Arch Manning going to do if he got to come in? So, yeah.